Hi, everyone. This is Dr. Fields, the weight loss psychologist. And today I'm discussing getting the balance right. This is so important for us, learning to prioritize important aspects of our lives in order to live a more full and fulfilling life. Too often, we overemphasize the work part of our lives, whether that be a job or taking care of household responsibilities, or even focusing way too much on parenting. We need to live a balanced life. I grew up in the 80s, and so I absolutely love 80s music. And one of my favorite bands is Depeche Mode, and they have a song called Get the Balance Right. And I thought, what a perfect title for today's discussion. It really is all about getting the balance right. What does this have to do with weight loss? Well, let me ask you, is weight loss consistently a priority of yours? And I'm willing to bet it is not. I'm sure there have been periods of time in your life where weight loss was a priority and you made a plan and maybe you stuck with it for a week, maybe a month, maybe a couple months, but eventually you didn't stick with it anymore and it was no longer a priority. And a priority is defined by what we actually do. So just because you say something is a priority doesn't mean it's a priority. In fact, it's very easy to measure what are priorities in our life. Simple. Just look at where the time goes. Like, how do you spend your time? And if you're spending your time mostly on work or household responsibilities or other kinds of work related responsibilities, then those are your priorities. But here's the thing, work and even those other responsibilities, even parenting, should not supersede our health. Our health is the most important thing we have. And so whenever you say, hey, I need to spend this amount of time on work, or I need to be this focused on my kids, just understand that if you're not here because you die prematurely, then who cares about those other areas? Because you're not going to be here. And so that's why this is so important. Like, if it sounds very noble, like wanting to spend so much time focused on our kids and making sure they're good and healthy, and that sounds great, sounds super noble. Like, who could ever argue with that, right? But what do your kids want the most? They want mom and dad to be around as long as possible, right? And as far as work goes, you've heard that saying, right? Nobody on their deathbed ever says, oh man, I wish I would have worked more. And I know there are times where it feels like you need to focus so much time and energy on work. But I can tell you that many clients and patients of mine thought the same thing until I helped them gain a more proper, healthy perspective. And do you know what? Not over focusing on work, not expending so much energy on work, and getting the balance right in their lives, they actually wound up being more productive at work. Because think about it, if you're not healthy, either mentally, emotionally, or physically, how can you possibly produce or perform at such a high level all the time? So this is super, super important. And it's very personal for me because I thought the same way. There's never a good time to do the weight loss plan. There's never a good time to focus on losing weight. I just have too many other things on my plate. When I gained the most weight I had ever gained, I was working on my doctoral degree and working full time, and it was a lot. And lo and behold, once I got my doctoral degree, that was not a good time to start a weight loss plan because then I wanted to build up my practice. And then when I built up my practice or started to build up my practice, then there were other things that I said to myself that this is just not a good time. And we will do this ad nauseum throughout our lives. And then because life always throws us curveballs once in a while, just when it's the ideal time, the stars are aligned, and we say to ourselves, now I can do this weight loss program. Now I can do this plan. Now I can focus on this goal. All of a sudden, the crap hits the fan, and we have some emergency to deal with or some significant personal situation that we have to address. There's never going to be an ideal time. The only way to do this is to make it a priority. And on that note, not just weight loss. I don't just help people design weight loss programs and help them achieve their weight loss goals and dreams. I also help them rebalance their lives and start to address other areas in their life that are important, like socialization, leisure activities, going on vacation, um, starting to explore hobbies and interests if you don't have any. The happiest people that I know, those that seem to be the most satisfied with their lives, are the ones that have such a rich and full life. It's full of different activities. They have work, they have their family, they have their friends, they have a variety of hobbies and interests. They have a physical fitness program that they're doing, or maybe other kinds of athletic endeavors or sports. They have something on the side that they're creating that's they're really passionate about. They're into performing music or learning an instrument, learning a language. So there's, a part of their life where they're trying to improve and learn about other areas. These are the happiest people. Here's another saying I'm going to throw out there. Don't put all your eggs in one basket. And that is so true. When we are living out of balance, all of our eggs, or most of them, are in one or maybe two baskets. So let's say you're overemphasizing work and you're obsessed with work. That's all you think about. This is the most important area of your life. If you have a bad day at work, or if work is not going well, or you just have one of those phases or periods in your career or your job where things are just not really satisfying or going well for you, it sucks. Do you know why? Because that's the only area that you've been caring about and been focusing on. So if it doesn't go well, then it feels like your whole life is going to. But if you have your eggs doled out in many different baskets and one area of your life doesn't go so well, it's like, all right, well, at least this other area of my life is going well, and this one and this one. You have other things to look forward to that can kind of temper the dissatisfaction in any one area of your life. And getting back to weight loss, if all of a sudden, like some stuff is going on at work, some negative stuff, and it's really upsetting you, but you're doing really well on your weight loss plan and you're losing weight and you're really proud of the way that you're feeling and how you're attending to your health, man, I'm telling you, that will make any bad period of time at work so much easier to deal with. Or any other area of your life. Like, let's say there's some family stuff going on that's been really stressful, or stuff with friends. When you have a lot of other areas of your life that are fulfilling and a more complete and fuller life, any negative things that happen in one area will be tempered so much better. Think of a pie chart, right? Let's say you were to divvy up the amount of time each day that you spend in different activities. How big of the pie would work or other kinds of responsibilities take up? Would it be, half the pie, three-quarters of the pie? If it's that big, it's imbalanced. Not every slice is going to be equal. Of course, work is important. We have to make money. We have to survive. Of course, parenting is important. Of course, taking care of household responsibilities are important, but so is our health. If we're not here because we pass prematurely, then what does any of it mean? Do you see what I'm saying? Or maybe we don't die prematurely because of our weight or overeating, but we are not as happy and content with our life. And time wasted being unfulfilled and dissatisfied with our life is time wasted. So, folks, focus on getting the balance right. Stop making excuses that this is not a good time to address your weight loss issues. And here's the thing, if you have a busy work life or busy home life, you got 4 or 5 kids and they keep you busy, it's perfect to do a weight loss plan, because distractions can be a real asset when you're trying to do this kind of work. Sitting around with too much time on our hands can actually make losing weight difficult, because we get bored easily and don't know what to do with ourselves. But if you have a lot of time taken up by work and other things, it can actually be a welcome distraction and make weight loss even easier. Weight loss and those kinds of goals, they don't need a lot of time. They really don't. In fact, people like us have a major problem with weight because we've spent too much time on food. This is Dr. Fields. I hope this was helpful. And as always, I'll have more to say about this at another time.